Democratic billionaires, Tom Steyer and George Soros, put their money behind far-left Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum for Florida governor. And remember, he won. Meanwhile, the upcoming midterm election is expected to be the most expensive in U.S. history. Raul Alvear is a former DNC national political director, and Justin Wallin is a GOP pollster and strategist. Guys, good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Justin, I mean, it's fascinating to see how much money has been thrown in from these two gentlemen. Let's kind of give you a sense of what we overall think is going to be spent. $1.6 billion in total expected to be spent on advertising come November. TV advertising, $1.02 billion. I mean, this is an incredible amount of money. Is this the referendum on Trump that we were expecting?
Well, yeah, I mean, the stakes just couldn't be higher, right? If Democrats fail to kind of align with historical trends and retake Congress, well, it's an enormous win for the president. On the other hand, if they do, it seems likely that impeachment is on the table. The stakes, they just couldn't be higher. And so there's a tremendous amount of money sloshing around.
You know, it's interesting, too, because if you think about this, Raul, I mean, the fact that they're going to be spending this much money, but in particular, these two billionaires, George Soros and Steyer, I mean, these are capitalists that are pouring money, into someone who is kind of anti-capitalist. Gillum's messages are, you know, universal health care, $15 an hour, abolish ICE, and, of course, impeach the president. Is this really just about impeaching President Trump and getting everyone they can around the country, including Gillum, to impeach the president?
No, I think this is just a sign of what is going to happen when we get to the midterms. The money that's being put in here is important, but I think the most important fact to point out here is that Democrats are coming out to vote in record numbers. As a matter of fact, 1.5 million Democrats came out and voted in this election for Florida governor, and I think that's the most important part here. People are excited and they're going to the polls.
You know, also, Justin, this is in other parts of the country. You know, Steve Bannon was on with Sean Hannity, and he said, look, November is going to be about the president. Now, President Trump has already said when it's 30 days out to the midterms, he is going to be working 6 to 7 days a week. And we did see a bit of a Trump bump, if you will, in particular in Florida. Do you think that the president's message can stop the blue wave?
Well, I think it can, and especially if the blue wave is tempered by ill-conceived spending. And I think you have a great example of that with California hedge fund manager Tom Steyer, who you mentioned there. Tom Steyer has a lot of money in ads. They all talk about impeachment, but they all feature Tom Steyer, who no one knows. So messengers matter, and I think if that's the sort of thing that Republicans are facing in the fall, they have a tremendously difficult task ahead of them to buck historic trends, but we've seen positive things so far. And if Democrats continue to allow ego overcome efficacies of messaging, I think we're gonna see some positive results there on the Republican side.
Raul, Tom Steyer did tweet about this, and he's been pretty clear about his message, and that is, of course, he wants President Trump out of office. But look at this tweet that he wrote. He said, people ask me every day what they can do about Mr. Trump's reckless behavior. My answer is this. If we speak up and our elected officials do not listen, we have to replace them with leaders who will. My question to you on the Democratic side is, are these the right candidates, especially, Raul, some of these in the Democratic Party that are going so incredibly left, some are actually members of the Socialist Party?
Yeah, I mean, look, people are going to run on what's good for their district and what their district looks like. So, you know, Steyer can do whatever he wants to do and put money where he wants to do, just like the Koch brothers do on the Republican side. So, you know, every candidate that we have that we're putting up from dog catcher all the way up to Congress is going to run an election based upon their demographics and their districts.
We've got breaking news, guys. We've got to go. Justin, Raul, thank you very much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, Sharon.
All right.